Reti here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something super special. I'm planting thyme on the green roof of my strawbale cabin. And why is it so special for me? It's because it has been a long time dream for me to have a little strawbale house with herb garden on top, with a green roof and herb garden on top of it. And now it has finally really manifested. We have built a little strawbale cabin for me. And last weekend we had a group of beautiful people helping us to put a green roof on top of the cabin. And it's here, it's almost unbelievable. I'm so super excited about it. In this video, I want to share with you how we made it. In case you are interested in green roofs as well, I will walk you through the whole process of making a green roof and show you exactly how we made it. There are definitely many different ways of making green roof, but that's the way which we chose to make it. So first of all, let me tell you why I chose to make a green roof and what are the benefits. There are definitely many different roofing options to choose from, but we chose to do the green roof because for me it just looks beautiful. I think it's some kind of a romantic idea, and it just looks so amazing. And I have this dream of having a herb garden on top. Mostly thyme I want to plant because thyme is not very water consuming plant. It's pretty drought resistant and it is a good ground cover. So I have a hope that it will work, but we will see. It's all an experiment. And yeah, some people are asking me like, oh, how are you going to harvest all the herbs for your cooking? No, it's not going to be my primary herb garden on top of the house. No, it's mostly for covering the roof. And I have my herb garden close to the kitchen. Don't worry, I don't have to climb up the ladder every time I need a sparkle of thyme or oregano. But yeah, it's a very good ground cover. And green roof in general, not only because it's beautiful and because it's my romantic idea, it also has a very good insulation value. And here in Portugal, we have a pretty extreme climate. I mean, in the summer, it gets extremely hot. And for me, like, to hide from the heat in summer is right now the most important thing of having this house. And I really hope that having a green roof will keep the house much cooler in the summer, because not only the soil, we have like 10 15 centimeters of soil on top of the house, but if it's covered by herbs, the herbs are cooling, you know, like they are, if you walk in the summer, even if it's very hot outside, and if you have bare soil and you walk on a bare soil, it can be here easily 60 degrees. You will just burn your feet. But if you have grass or some kind of herbaceous layer on the ground, it just feels much cooler. And this is actually for me the main reason why I want to have the roof covered by plants, because I hope that it will just keep the house much cooler. Of course, it will also keep it, the insulation is also for winter. If we have a stove inside, it should keep the house warmer in the winter as well. But I'm not so worried about that. And I know you already have a question in your mind, so you will, at least those of you who know our climate in Portugal, and the extreme heat and drought that we are getting, how will I get the roof alive in the summer, or how will I keep the roof alive in summer? And this is a little bit of a concern, obviously, but I'm planning to put a drip irrigation system on the roof. So, and I don't see it as a big problem because I'm irrigating the garden anyways. I have to irrigate to keep the garden alive. And if I see the roof as part of the garden, if I will grow the herbs here, I will also put the irrigation on the roof. And I'm planning to plant mostly drought tolerant plants, like, as I mentioned already before, thyme, oregano, and creeping rosemary. They're all Mediterranean herbs and relatively drought tolerant. and I hope that I will be able to keep them alive with the drip irrigation system in the summer. And yeah, it's not going to be my primary herb garden for cooking, but it's just nice to have a lot of medicinal herbs around, and I might be able to harvest some of them for making medicine. But yeah, let's see. It's all an experiment. It's the first time we are doing something like this, and we will see. I will keep you posted, and I will see you in show you in couple of months, and maybe next summer I will show you how is the roof doing. But now let me show you how we built the roof. In case you are interested to doing something similar, I will show you in full detail everything that we did. Before starting to construct the green roof, we had to get the roof ready for it. So we had to put up 15 centimeter high wooden planks on all sides of the roof. Even though we could have done it by our own, we decided to learn from other people's mistakes rather than our own. So we invited our friend Aike, who is an experienced natural builder, to guide us through the process. And a bunch of friends and neighbors joined the adventure. The material that we used to cover the roof is a 1 millimeter thick EPDM pond liner. I call it a pond liner. Actually, we bought the one that is specially made for green roofs, which is more or less the same material as for ponds, but you could use the pond one, but we bought a special one which is specially meant for green roofs. So as you can see in this video, first thing is to get the thing up, and it's not as easy as you would imagine, because this thing is almost 100 kilos, and it's really handy to have some friends around who can help you to get it up on the roof. Once the pond liner is on the roof, you have to spread it around, of course. And the one that we chose was strong enough that it was okay to walk on it, but I have seen some thinner ones that can actually break when you walk on it. So that's why it's important to choose a good liner that can actually handle some walking on it. We chose to use glue to glue the liner to the roof. It's a special glue that we bought together with the pond liner. It's not absolutely necessary, but we chose to use it because we don't want the liner to slide around on the roof. So to be extra secure, we decided to glue it on the roof.
I think it's good. Just where we've got these protective bits of plastic and masking tape, those make little folds in the liner, so it's not perfectly smooth here, but that's not a problem.
You come from the bottom, come from the bottom
And push it in. Then we don't have that much stress here on that corner.
Yeah, but it's
This thicker, right? It's okay.
Yeah.
It's perfectly all right. Because there is just a couple layers of material here. There's no two ways about that. Yeah. This is all right. This looks decent. It's a neat package. Yeah, the corners are really quite difficult. We just want to make sure. It's all going over the corner. There's not that much pressure going to be on this, but it would have been nice to go all the way here. But with glue everywhere, it's actually quite difficult.
Yeah.
And this is all right. We're not going to put a huge granite block on here or something.
No. and no one is gonna step here either. So.
Yeah. And I can even move it in a little bit more.
So if you didn't use the glue and you just use flashing on the outside, then you might have a problem when if it's not right in the corner, and then you have the weight of the wet material. On the roof.
That's why you need to. It's easier though to push it all the way to the corner if you don't have glue under it, right? So I would always distribute it, like spread it out real carefully, all the way into the corner, fold it over, double check, and then screw it down.
Okay.
You can get away with having a little bit of a fold in the ground. That's better than having this under tension, right?
Right. Yeah, like it is under tension there a little bit.
Yeah, but that's not much.
Not
That's
much.
really not a big problem because we're going to put the fabric, the geotextile over it as well.
Okay.
Next we had to measure out and spread out the geotextile, which came in thinner stripes, so we had to put it together. The pond liner, in the other hand, we were lucky enough to find it in one large piece that we didn't have to glue it, which is very fortunate, because obviously for something that has to be waterproof, you prefer not to glue it, because the places where you would glue it would be the places where possibly the water might come in. But yeah, for the geotextile we couldn't find it, so we had to put it together from multiple smaller pieces. The geotextile is mostly there acting as a root barrier to protect the pond liner from the roots of the plants and giving it extra strength. Basically it's protection for the pond liner and also helping your organic matter to not slide down on the roof, because the roof is under a slight angle, of course. Then we fixed it all on the place by screwing wooden boards outside of the edges of the roof. You don't want to put anything on the top, you don't want to screw it from the top, because from the hole on the top the water could possibly seep in. Even though we used the screws with the rubber lining, it's still more secure to not screw it from the top but from the side. We applied a little bit of glue to glue the geotextile pieces into each other. This step is definitely not necessary, but since we had some glue left over, we decided to do it again just for extra security. On the lower end of the roof, we used a metal bar with few centimeters of cap above the roof and geotextile wrapped around it, so that the rainwater can seep through the geotextile and get into the rain. And now when the roof looks like a neat dance floor covered with soft carpet, it's time to cover it in dirt. First we poured some gravel to the lower end of the roof to give some extra drainage to the side where the rainwater has to get out.
Together.
Hey, not get fished.
I was wondering why is this one so heavy?
And then we started gathering the organic material for covering the roof. First we took some local topsoil that we had taken away from the place where we had built the house. So it's the same soil that was initially on the place under the house will now be on top of the house. Then we added some lacquer to the mix, which are those super light natural clay balls that you can buy in the hardware store. And then we shoveled up some natural topsoil from the more foresty areas of our land to make sure that there are some microbes and some life already in the soil that is going to be on the top, which will benefit the plants growing there. And we added some wood chips and straw to the mix to make sure that the substrate is as light as possible, but at the same time as nutritious as possible and full of organic matter. We had around 30 square meters of roof area to cover, and we wanted the organic matter to be at least 10 centimeters deep. So it's quite a pile of material that we needed. It's quite a lot of work to mix all these materials, so we tried different methods of mixing it. Most of them didn't work. We tried also different methods to get all this substrate up to the roof, like binding buckets to the rope and pulling them up, for example. But we have to admit that the good old bucket chain method was definitely the winner. It's again the place where it's really handy to have a couple of good friends and neighbors on hand. I'm so super grateful to everybody who came to help us and made this dream into reality. If you have any questions about building the green roof or our experience, please let me know in the comments below. And very soon we will have another very exciting video coming up about us building this whole strawbale cabin. So stay tuned, and if you are not subscribed to our channel, please do.